My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2. Ooh, that is Primordium. That's the name of that character. Also, we have the Foregone Powers in the base deck, Plinks in the base deck, but largely we care about Primordium here. With buff A3, can be eaten 3 times, and when eaten, adds the unit's attack and damage. Attack and damage, those two. Attack and health. Damage and health. Damage and HP. Attack and HP. Any of them. Adds that to the unit that eats it. 2 copies of Mind Collapse in the base deck for a little bit of reach to the back line. Yeah, those will probably stay in the deck long term because Chosen of Entropy is going to ask us for 8 damage backline removal to get rid of the silences. 2 copies of Mollusk Mage in the base deck as well. Those are going to amp up the Plink something fierce. And Morsel Master. When you summon a morsel on a unit on the floor, rather, create a copy of it. There's also Fire is Greed, so I got to remember, do not no discard Vengeful Shard. That one is money. The upgrade champion line really does depend on stuff here. Let me have a look at the Horde. Cuddlebeard. When a unit gains Frostbite, it gains 2 additional stacks. Frostbite does not decay or Shadow Box. When you play your 20th morsel unit of the battle, deal 200 damage to all units on all floors. Honestly, if I need Shadow Box to save me, I've already screwed up, right? I've invested far too much into a morsel build, and I'm still leaking enemies. Cuddlebeard, however, basically just says, if you get Glacial Seal or... it's not unnamed... Shark Titan, can't remember its name at the moment. It's Revenge, give Frostbite to enemies. Then you just rocket off the start line. Though with the Stygian banner next to a Merchant of Magic and then another Merchant of Magic Umbra banner in the next area, I'm probably going to go Merchant of Steel Umbra, Merchant of Magic Umbra, which does mean I'm much more likely to care about Shadow Box. I can get up to 2 morsels at the same time with Plink. Realistically, even if I'm going to be playing an Umbra-only strategy, I should probably take Cuddlebeard here. Just because it's a lot better than Shadowbox. So, if it ends up being useful, it'll end up being a lot more useful. We have Superfood, gives more health, as well as the status effects on the creature to the unit ahead of it. Or Aggressive Edible, gives more damage. I don't know. I'm a little leery of taking Superfood in a world where I know that the Stasis Crystal exists. Because Stasis Crystal on Primordium and then passing forward all of that additional stuff. Great. Incredible way to get started. I wonder if maybe that's a good excuse to go Merchant of Magic Stygian and then Merchant of Arms instead. But passing a status effect means we would also be passing the Stasis forward to a unit that doesn't have the ability to remove it from itself. I should take Aggressive Edible because realistically, I'm going to have a lot of difficulty here. Except for the Foregone Powers are doing 10 Frostbite, and Frostbite's not decaying, so it should be okay. Fine, I'll take Superfood. It's Stasis is one rare card in the deck. One rare card in the game, rather. That said, if it does turn up, I'm going to feel real bad about it. I mean, realistically, on the bottom line, I would love to have access to just dropping a bunch of Plinks, but I shouldn't need the Conduit to drop those Plinks. It's just also I will need somewhere to put the morsels. This is probably fine. Right, Titan Skin. Wait, hang on. Plink still kills. We're all good. Rubble Morsel, Double Morsel. Yeah, I'll absolutely throw a Mind Collapse. big Plinkin. Additional energy, and then just a bunch of health and damage shield for the top line. Perfect. And I still haven't even discarded a Vengeful Shard. I haven't made the mistake yet. I will. I just haven't done it yet. Maybe I don't even play the Foregone Power just to avoid the possibility. You can keep the damage shield as well by using a Morsel Jeweler there. Get a backline for the top line, and yeah, I'll hold. Absolutely, Molsk made Blink to the bottom line. Yeah, pretty decent damage. Let's get some additional damage for the next line, because I really don't want to have to use Frostbite. Just because it could randomly discard 10 coins for me, and absolutely no. No. Do not do that to me. That'll do it. Act Morsels and Space Prism. We don't really have the space to play all of those morsels at the moment, so Space Prism certainly makes a bunch of sense to me. Prismal Dust, obviously, on Primordium could pass it forward, but that's a way to get... That's a way to provide additional health that I really don't need compared to additional damage. Start with Space Prism. Interesting. Guardian Stone. 1 Ember, 1 size. Incant. Apply Armor 1 to friendly units. Is Armor a status effect that you pass forward? Armor's not a buff. Interesting. There's also Offering Token there, which is really difficult to avoid. However, I will say, in a world where I have Fires, a lot of its early game discards are removed from the deck. Guardian Stone only giving Armor 1 on a single incant, though, does really feel tragically slow. Give me the Offering. Still really good. I do really need to find a unit that can eat Primordium happily. Quick and Large Stone, interesting. Well. You know who would happily have a Quick and a Large Stone? That's right, the Alloyed Constructs. I wonder if I should pump some other units. So with Space Prism, I'd be able to play 2 units on the same floor, use those to generate 4 morsels. There's another Umbra Banner coming up, so I could hold. I mean, I'm going to be really far ahead of the enemies at the moment, so I don't think I need to buy either of these, unless I'm looking to make someone a frontliner who isn't. Sure, Pie Dampany. Why not? Decent blink, only need to get 1 per round. Spear Steward. And keep the Vengeful Shard in hand. Space 3 on the bottom line. Yeah, because I really don't have that much fuel, so 3 space on the bottom line I think would be really nice. Unfortunately, can't play any of those, just because of the possibility. one. Manually destroy another. Yeah, running out of fuel, definitely a problem for us there, especially because the enemy gets to beat up on me for ages, getting a bunch of armor back. Ideally here, I just get a decent amount. Oh boy, that's not what I was looking for. Okay, Mollusk Mage goes here, then Plink. Mind Collapse for free to still do damage, and then Foregone Power. Yep. The Frostbite is enough for these early couple of bosses, especially with the Cuddlebeard, to really keep him down. Thankfully. Arrows of Production. It's also Panicked Morsel. Sorry, Packed Morsels, rather. And Cave In. I don't know if I have the right targets for Perils of Production commonly enough. I really do need morsel generation in the deck, but I also really don't want that morsel generation to be packed morsels. Give me Perils of Production. Oh, second offering token. Especially because I already have Mollusk Mage. Merchant of Magic to find a second frontliner who would happily eat morsels on another line would be really useful. Someone to stand in front of the Morsel Master. Obviously, Merchant of Arms. Like, what's our deployment number? 1? Realistically, I only have one unit that I need to deploy at the moment. So if I find equipment that I can put on Primordium and make it deployable, I think it'll be worth it. Disables triggers, abilities, and... Okay, yeah, Eaton is an ability, damn. Also, would pass Silence forward. Equalizing Rings doesn't have an ability. It just does mean that Primordium would be passing more damage forward on turn 1. Let's actually look at the Superfood line, because it just gets additional health over time, right? Oh no, it gets additional damage shield and stuff like that. Okay, so if its health is never going to be especially high, that makes the Equalizing Ring significantly worse there. Just 7 additional damage for 3 turns to the Alloyed Construct? That feels really low. Granted, like, if I had that and then something that was just huge HP bonus, obviously not Stoic Plate Mail, can't have Silence, but I think it'd be much more impactful. I think I want to reroll here and look for something just else. Capital E else. I certainly don't want to pass Fragile forward. I mean, Fight Club, I can do that at the moment on the Primordium line. Pass forward 15 more damage every turn. Nothing wrong with that. Also, Hall of Mirrors. Hall of Mirrors is fun. I don't know if I want it, though. Oh, no. Well, Dante should definitely be the unit that eats Primordium now. It just has all of the multi-strike to take advantage of it. Now the goal becomes giving Quick to Dante somehow. Dante could wield the Fragile thing and just be in the back line of a different line, so like it'd be Shield Steward somewhere and then just Dante standing behind them with the glass cannon. I think that's worth taking at the moment. Alloyed Construct really does need a lot more fuel than I provide. do want to keep the Spear Steward. Summon Spear Steward, use it as a chump block. Gain the energy off of it. I can use this Mind Collapse to just throw a bunch of damage at Archeon, and I guess I'll also Foregone Power you. That's all I can really do there. Thankfully, the bottom floor just gets cleared. Oh my god. Worst morsels of all time. Keeping Dante alive is going to be a real effort. I could leave the Morsel Master in my hand the entire time, I might, so that I can try and put it down next to the Construct at the right time. That's the blink we need. Honestly, I think I need to put the glass cannon on the top line, because Dante's just not gonna survive. Dante dies next turn unless I get a miraculous morsel. I'll play Foregone Power, despite the fact that it'd do good damage for us. We really want that money. Honestly, Mollusk Mage and that. Wait, maybe I should defend the Mollusk Mage. How many blinks left in the deck? One blink's left in the deck. Simple Magma Morsel. I'll leave both of these in hand. Yes, that is a lot of damage. It'll be okay, though. Oh my god, again not being able to remove a minion on this turn. We're getting very quickly to the point that I'm not going to be able to have any fuel in the Alloyed Construct when I need it. Which actually does seem like a death sentence. Okay, I can do almost enough damage to kill you. Then Perils of Production, so that I can blink and get one morsel, and that's enough to do it. I'm so glad that worked out. It's got to be capacity, right? Oh, Glutton's more. Chomp. Destroy a friendly unit. Gain 15/15. Trigger Gorge and Eaten. I mean, obviously, that could go on Dante. That could go on Alloyed Construct. That could go on Primordium. Alloyed Construct would get to eat a lot faster with that. Crucible Warden, Icy Silophyte, and Shadow Eater. I think with Dante we have enough AoE. I really do think that it's like a Dante is a frontliner for a Morsel Master floor. and then Alloyed Construct and Primordium, or the inverse of that, right? It's some copy of that. Morsel Master next to Alloyed Construct is nice, but only if I can guarantee that I'm actually generating morsels, because otherwise, what does that do? I don't really think I need an Icy Silophyte here. Okay, skip. There's part of me that wants to go Capacity. For sure. It's draw and capacity are the two that I care about the most here. Merchant of Steel. Merchant of Steel with a Stygian. Another Merchant of Steel. Interesting. I go to the first one's Trinkets then? I do eventually need that Glutton's Maw to be deployable. Give me the draw. Pass forward, damage shield 2, or pass forward more turn, Stalwart Snack. I'm leaning Stalwart Snack on this one. Spells get an extra upgrade slot. Really haven't upgraded a single spell yet. When you play your first merciful unit of the turn, draw 1. I'll just take that as a draw relic and move on. Compelling. Worthy Sacrifice doesn't seem especially good on anyone. Many Lives? I could see many lives being good on pretty much anyone who's going to be on the same line as Dante, so probably Morsel Master if I'm entirely honest. Just because then the Glutton's Maw can be used for free on those turns. Yeah, if I could give Dante Quick, I would be able to swap out orders, but I can't yet, so. I think it's got to be Reanimate for Morsel Master. Let's see what that's demanding we do next. Right. Merchant of Steel, okay. Merchant of Arms, yes. Another Merchant of Steel, probably leery on that final decision, but we'll see whether or not I have cards that want those upgrades by then. Would remove a Foregone Power from this deck. About to go to a Stygian. I'll hold. Draw -1 each turn. As if. I already made sure I'm going to be drawing more. Primordium, Alloyed Construct. Dante, gotta have a unit down who can eat the other units with the Glutton's Maw, you see. Actually, I could Space Prism Mollusk Mage the bottom line. Oh, but then I won't even... that just gives me somewhere to blink, realistically, is what that does. I don't want to discard Dante's Candle. I do want the money from it, but 3 health at this point? A little bit costly. Perfect. Link the hell out of the bottom line. There's that glutton's maw. I mean, Dante's the one who's supposed to be wielding that right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go all the way on saving HP at this point. Use Glutton's Maw for this to be the final turn. Primordium gets eaten. Bunch of additional health for that second line. Incredible. Let's throw a Spear Steward on this line and then eat it. We're looking for the fuel. Honestly, on the second line, I'm just going to give you the glass cannon now because you've got 2 damage shield, and I suspect that's not going to disappear before the end of the fight. Big chomp. Good more. Void Binding. Apply damage shield 2, rage 6, and, unfortunately, Ember Drain 3. Honestly, Emberforge just being able to sit off to the side and be energy every turn, nothing wrong with that. I'll just throw that on the top line. Titan's Tooth. 5 damage to all enemies, apply Frostbite 12. Totally reasonable, throw that on the bottom line. We've got 2 offering tokens in the deck. Quite likely we even get to cast it that way, so sure. Titan's Tooth. Oh, I have taken Dante's Inferno. Yay, I don't have to take Dante's Inferno.
Oh, feels good to have my candles burning once more. Now that my magic has recouped, allow me to do something for you in return.
Gain Dante's Candelabra. The Pyre gains Titan Skin too, so the Dante's Candles will only deal 1 damage to us at this point. I think we're at the point where Fire is Greed, while still definitely impactful, it's significantly less impactful at this point of the game than it is otherwise. How do I actually feel? Maybe I do need a Dante's Inferno in this deck. Just a nice floor clear. Also, I have so much health on Fires, so realistically... Merchant of Trinkets, Merchant of Steel. Merchant of Steel, yeah, I've still got Dante looking for investment. Cold Kellier and the Nameless Siren, not really the direction we need to go with any of this at the moment. Turn off the deployment phase, draw until we have 10 cards. Love that. Upgrade a unit with Titanite is nice with anything that I really care about its health, but like, I'm gonna give that to Emberforge, but like, it's gonna be really difficult to justify another upgrade on Emberforge. Unless it's Large Stone, I guess. I need to give you a bunch of health to really justify this. Smidge Stone, not necessary on anyone. Plus 14 damage. Reasonable on Dante, but there's a lot of other ways to affect that same value. I think this is just reroll straight up. Okay. Cool. Well, we got the quick that we wanted for Dante. And then I got the Large Stone that I wanted for the Emberforge. Anyone else need anything? While I'm at the store? Just remove a single card from the deck and just get rid of foregone power, I feel. Enemies may enter with as much Titan skin as they'd like. They're leaving with no skin. Dante now having quick does mean that Primordium wants to donate damage to it. I have 5 energy worth of stuff that I want to do here. So I want like Alloyed Construct, Morsel Master bottom line, then Dante Primordium mid. Obviously the only problem with this being that Fight Club doesn't get played. I have to wait to play that in the first cycle. Okay, I can't link with this. Like, I can't get a morsel generated. So I think I'm better off getting the Mollusk Mage generated using Perils of Production on it to gain additional energy. Drop the Calcified Ember. I don't need to play that Shield Steward. Okay, get rid of that then. That's where I want the Ember Forge to be played on the top line. Didn't quite think about the full prevention of morsel summoning. Well, there's the Mollusk Mage that could fix that, though. Base Prism, Mollusk Mage, throw a Blink. Okay, we got a single morsel, that's fine. Oh, sick. I even have enough damage to play Mind Collapse in order to kill an enemy, getting the Glutton's Maw Blade. I wonder if maybe I should prioritize putting that on Dante then. Yeah. God, with Blink. Oh, Fight Club set up for 85 by 8 now on Dante. That seems like that'll be good damage. That'll do. Shield Steward, eat the Shield Steward, Calcified Ember, and then I just take damage to all of these. Steward, eat the Spear Steward. Dante with a Glutton's Maw. Oh boy. That's pretty well. I'm not going to be able to get the Frostbite on the target that really needs it, so not very much worth doing it there. And unfortunately, with the Titan skin on this line, I'm not really going to be able to make any difference here either. Oh, piercing damage. Never mind. Dante's Inferno does piercing damage. So that will clear out the target, giving me the ability to try and stack as much Frostbite as possible, I say, while discarding all of my Frostbite. Obviously, that's not going to matter to Dante. Who is, thankfully, exceptionally large. Eat 'em! Get head. Prism Retrieval. Consume, draw a unit, and apply +5x, -x, Ember. That's a really good way to fish out some of the Mollusk Mages, which realistically, the Mollusk Mages and all the Plinks need to be removed from the deck. They're just unreliable and not really what we want in here. It's a way to fish out a Dante that I wasn't able to play on turn 1, or an Alloyed Construct, or whatever that happens to be. Able to fish out Emberforge. It's got a lot of targets at the moment. As soon as I cut all of the sewers from the deck, I'll be much more happy to have it. Gem Trove, though, more consistent generation of morsels. Actually, I should take that. I really should take that. I can't have no way to generate the additional morsels I care about. Guardian's Amulet plays itself on offering and saps enemy units, sure. Merchant of Arms, admittedly, I absolutely do need to get the Gluttons more deployable. Engine upgrade. Gluttons more needs to be deployable. I think Engine's upgrade I'm only really interested in if I can make that deployable. I guess I am going for capacity after this. The only problem is, what am I even casting with all that capacity, that energy right now? Give me engine upgrade because I can play it on the top floor and I don't need to worry about it. Boiler room, Echo Vaults. I don't think Echo Vault's really where I want to go with this. Also, I think I've just spent so many different ways of trying to get our additional energy. I don't think Boiler Room is now how I deal with it. God damn it. There's the Stasis Crystal I wanted. Ember Cache. Oh, you're deployable now, so the Ember Cache can't draw you if I do a deployable strat with it. Damn it. Stasis Crystal, huh? I could give Stasis fully just to the Ember Forge, and it would still give me 2 additional energy every turn. Isn't that fun? Hell, I could Stasis the Morsel Master, same deal. Unfortunately, if I Stasis Primordium, it passes Stasis forward and freezes the unit ahead of it forever. There's a line of taking Stasis Crystal, just throwing it on Dante, and then just popping Dante out after a turn, but realistically, like, Dante is the one who should be using the more... There's a small argument for a second club, but I don't need it. I'm gonna take my money and run away. Half of this deck is absolute garbage. It's Merchant of Magic in the next area that has... Okay, yeah, I'll go Merchant of Magic on Stable Vortex. I've got to start removing some stuff from this deck. This does not have a long future if I don't do something like that soon. Realistically, Dante with Primordium, and then Glutton's Maw on Dante, and then Dante eating is probably the best. Maybe even just Alloyed Construct by itself on the bottom line to clear for a line while... Oh, no, but then I can't even... Well, but then Dante, Primordium, and Fight Club can at least go on that line. Yeah, that's probably a better idea then. Let's get you a Gluttonous Maw. You eat Primordium once, and now you're well enough to do the damage. Gain 3 energy. I'm going to chump block with Spear Steward on the bottom line to gain 3 energy in order to be able to... burn out Calcified Ember is my feeling. Morsel Master lets us offering the Guardian Amulet. Link's incapable of doing anything due to the Titan skin on the enemies this round. Thank heck that second floor is ridiculous, because it absolutely needs to be for me to have a single gosh dang chance right now, unfortunately. I'd rather eat 2 units, so let's chomp that, and then the Primordium will get Ed at the end of the turn. Really no need to play anything else. I guess I might go to the boss for a bit of damage. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, I can't save the bottom line, but that is more than okay. I have the ability to continue feeding Dante. And how could I possibly need anything else? I mean, I have no good reason not to play it. Get him. Oh no, they're currently surviving this floor. Let's see what we can do about that. We can't do anything about that. We got pretty close, but not close enough for the kill there. Oh, no way. Can we get the kill on the top line now? Oh, God damn it! Ugh, it's exactly the thing I didn't want to discard. Give a glass cannon to the Ember Forge and let it finish the fight. Hell yeah. No Dante needed. Just a big old forge. Frostpiercer. On strike, apply Frostbite equal to half the damage dealt. I mean, yeah. There's no way that's necessary, though, right? Harness the Titan realistically gives us a lot more power by allowing the Plinks to have plus 10 magic power on them, but I'm going to take Blazing Bolts just for a large damage number. 3 Ember Purge deals 6 damage to a random enemy unit once, and then it does it twice, and then it hits the front unit, I think, 4 times. I think it stops becoming random after a certain point. I'm honestly leaning towards energy here, exclusively for the reason that getting Glutton's Maw out on turn 1, as well as Dante. Honestly, I shouldn't need more than it. Kinda do. Kinda just do. I want capacity, but I don't need... Fine, give me the Hell's Flame. It'll make things easier. It's just the fact that it's exclusively deployment ember for me, and then after the deployment phase, I never need that Hell's Flame ever again. Such frustrating. What did I even get you for? Double stack. Intrinsic Space Prism's not bad. I think double stack Gem Trove makes a lot of sense. I also really like reducing the cost of Gem Trove. I also like making it intrinsic, to be honest. Very good intrinsic card. Yeah, actually. Making that intrinsic makes it much easier not to play the Morsel Master on turn 1, which allows me to do so much more. So, let's hit a -1 to the cost of Blazing Bolts. Plus 10 magic power straight up to a Mind Collapse. Reroll. Spell Chain Blazing Bolts. I'm pretty sure... Not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that this purges the first version, and then the second version that comes to hand, if I play that, will still add a Blazing Bolts to my draw pile, so I end up generating new Blazing Bolts by doing that. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Although I guess I could also just consume, make it 0 cost. Spell Chain Offering Token's always quite a good thing to have in the deck. Spell Chain Blazing Bolts will take all of my Ember consistently. Especially if I drew it on turn 1. You know what? Screw it. And then let's get the Guardian Pyre healing us. Negative cost and consume, not necessary, but plus 20 magic power, consume on a blink. Happily. Unstable Vortex. We definitely know that the Spear Steward and Shield Stewards are some of the worst cards in the deck right now. They take up a lot of space, and it's very difficult to make the room to summon them to eat them. Militant Prayer Stones spawned on each floor. As long as I get my Dante to eat on turn 1, we should be fine. Okay. I want to play Foregone Power and discard anything except for Gem Trove or Perils of Production, but if it discards either of those, we're kind of really sad about it. Got 8 cards in hand. I could play a Gem Trove and only add 2 morsels to my hand. That's one possibility. Or I could just play a card first. Let's play a card first. Because then I can use this Gem Trove to pass damage shield forward. Also... this bottom line, any of the morsels that aren't attacking can be summoned. This midline... I can make space for another morsel. And then that morsel's already going to be attacking, so I can give it some additional damage. And then I'll leave all the rest of this in my hand for additional money. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Let's see if the Blazing Bolts works like I think it does. Blazing Bolts. So in our discard, we now have a Blazing Bolt that does it twice. And then I play Blazing Bolts again. That one did not generate another Blazing Bolts to the deck, it doesn't look like. Oh, that's a shame. Even though it's an ethereal copy of Blazing Bolts, it should still be adding a permanent version of it, a stronger version of it to my discard. That's what it says it does. I'm glad that I tested that here, so I'm not disappointed by it later. Granted, that doesn't mean I'm not disappointed by it right now. I am absolute. But it's nice to know it on a run where I'm already being hard carried by Dante. So I don't have to worry about it too much. God, I think I need to put Morsel Maker on this other floor now. Oh wow, that hit the Deformed Duo twice. Thrice! God, that's actually enough to save the Alloyed Construct on the bottom line. I'd fully given up on it. I was just like, you're dead. You are absolutely dead. I'll just find something else to do now. Okay, so double the additional energy there. Hit those. 12 directed. Can't really accomplish anything with that. I'm going to summon and kill Mollusk Mage on that line. Another one's already going to be next turn, and then I have fuel for the rest of the eats afterwards. I'm also going to drop Guardian's Amulet for as much as I can, and just get rid of the Glass Cannon. I don't need to be drawing that. Remarkable. We're actually not killing all of them. Good lord. That Discordant Heretic managed to get out. Oh, what do we do? Oh, there we go. Mind Collapse will get him. Perfect. I've even got one more eating to do this turn. Yeah, another 10 damage is too much. For only 20 gold? Just a bit too much. Especially right before the Seraphine. Feast. Trigger feeding on friendly units with eaten. I mean, realistically, the reason to take that is just to have Dante eat very slightly faster. Which is fine, but it eventually becomes really, really bad. Cannibalize, allows me to kill a unit in order to create. Some additional uncommon rare morsels. I mean, it's nice, but again, if I have a unit to sacrifice, I already know how I sacrifice it. That's summoning it and then just eating it with Glutton's Maw. Cave in. I think I take Feast literally just for speed at the start of the fight, but that's all I care about. Unnamed Tome just for disabling Seraph a little bit. Merchant of Arms. Merchant of Arms' main value is that it has the Unstable Vortex next to it. For all other reasons, I want to go to the Merchant of Magic. Oh, hell yeah. On deployment phase, draw an equipment card from your deck, reduces cost to 0. Now, I'll remove the glass cannon. Ah, crumbs. Ah, chump butts. Unfortunately, Glutton's Maw is deployable, so it can't get drawn by Attuned Whetstone. So Attuned Whetstone is actually only capable of drawing the glass cannon, which is the one I intend on removing. End of turn, add Frozen to random card in hand. Don't really care about that. Breath of Heaven, bad. Reroll. Friendly units end with Lifesteal 2. I mean, Primordium gets to pass Lifesteal 2 forward for a couple of turns. It's not that bad. Deal 5 damage to a lowest health enemy whenever a unit is eaten. Also completely, absolutely, middlingly fine. Hold over. Hold over. God, if only I had a way of bringing Primordium back. I think Holdover Feast would make a lot more sense in that world. I do think I'm never going to be especially sad to have the Holdover Offering token in the deck, especially with 2 Offering cards in here. I could take a second Holy Stone, but realistically, look at my Pyre health. I'm not going to need it. Let's Surge Stone one of the Blinks. I'm going to consume. Remove Consume from Dante's Inferno, maybe? 50 damage to all enemies on all floors for 1 Ember? Could remove Consume from Dante, from Unnamed Tome even? Actually, intrinsic -1, it's probably best to put that on the Offering token just so I guarantee I have it from the start. Remove Consume, I'll throw that on Unnamed Tome. Plus 10 magic power on the other Mind Collapse, just coverage, -1 costs. Probably don't need that. Empyrean Well. Do you have Dante's Candle? No. I mean, honestly, a second Glutton's Maw is really good for this deck. I don't get the ability to play it in deployment phase, but as soon as I can play it, it's the next best thing I can get. Remove another card from this deck, and at this point, it's definitely got to be another 4-coin power. I can't have random discards going off. Dante, Glutton's Maw, Fight Club, Primordium, Hallowed Construct, and can't eat in the deployment phase? What are you doing? What? I knew that. Can't blink though. Rough stuff. Oh, you had to sap us this turn? Rude. Hit you with Blazing Bolts. Actually, I guess I can Offering token through Vengeful Shard, I guess, through Dante's Candle, I guess, first. Oh god, the status effect of that sap is going to be passed forward if I eat. Yeah, now I've got 20 sap on Dante. Huge butt. Oh, what a nightmare. Entropy, so they're not doing scourges, so I can let them ascend around. Okay. I'm gonna restart that battle. We're gonna do pretty much the exact same thing. Except Dante, you take midline, and then Alloyed Construct, you hit top. I don't have to worry about stopping the enemy from summoning additional curses or scourges or whatever it happens to be on the bottom line. And in fact, this gives me a turn for Dante to actually be able to grow. So, offering token through... I mean, I guess realistically, we can get rid of the Shield Steward instead. But also, I don't care about the money at this point because the Seraph is there. Gotta remember that. Literally no more shops in the game, right? I want a Gem Drove. I guess I'll eat first, sure. Then... you can have lifesteal, health, you can have health. Eat Primordium again quickly. Blazing Bolt's the boss. Unfortunately, the second ephemeral copy doesn't keep a permanent copy in the deck as much as I want it to. Do I want to eat one less fuel just so I can throw the additional Blazing Bolts despite the fact that it doesn't help me? I think not. I think actually I may have made clear in that sentence what my leaning was. Okay, yeah, it was really important we had a turn first. Unfortunately, that also does mean that Emberforge is going to have a little bit of difficulty. Take out the silencing unit there. I'm not going to double eat this turn with Dante because I don't want to double propagate the sap just because it's so terribly effective on us. So terrifyingly useful against us. Keep it alive for another turn. That is good enough. Okay, that's how we're all the gluttons more. Now I just need a way to get you to use it. Which does admittedly look pretty difficult from here. 13 damage shields on Dante is looking really good though. Actually, with 13 damage shield, I think Dante, you can take the glass cannon. You can take Fragile now. Eat that, get Fragile, and again, you'll eat it next turn, getting another 60. Dante's Inferno does incredible work here as well. This one's probably offering token through a Curse of Entropy, so I don't have to actually manually play it. Unnamed Tome, prevent the enemy from sapping me. Heal up, and then Foregone Power discards a Curse of Entropy, destroying it. Yeah, we're fine. And thankfully, I think we should be until the end of the fight with this. Great time for Morsel Master to turn back up. I mean, any time earlier than this would have been an even better time, but this is good enough. We get to eat once. Blazing Bolts is already to its full degree, so I don't need to add anything to it now. Just looking for ways to generate units, basically, at this point. Oh my god! Actually managed to summon 2 morsels that way, hell yeah. Well, that'll give us someone to eat on the mid line. I can buff all of those. They don't get to hit me, so it doesn't matter. You can have someone to eat on the top line. Shield Steward, yomp. Ooh, that's what you love seeing. Hit him with the Unnamed Tome. Gem Trove, please. Oh, this is even better. Okay, top floor. Double Morsel Excavator. I'll eat one of them, giving me the space to double summon something again. Hell yeah. Welcome to hell. Let me quickly eat a Mollusk Mage and then I'll be with you. Guardian's Amulet gets us back to full HP right before the end of the fight. That'll do it. Dante's just so greedy. He always wants more. Here we will have Scourge Givers on the bottom line, so I do really want to set up Dante low if I can. Oh, sick. Where's Capacity go in this one? Maybe I should throw Capacity on the bottom line. No, when I get the Maw, the mid line's so much better for it, just for keeping the Alloyed Construct up and about. Okay, Space Prism here, then I'll Offering Token through a Guardian's Amulet to sap both of these enemies. Perfect. That'll leave 7 in hand. I can play Gem Trove on this floor now. Getting down. Oh my god, that's so much damage shield. Speaking of damage shield. Oh, if only I had the other Maw in hand right now. Okay. I think in order to keep the eats going for as many turns as possible, what I want to do here is feast, then play Mollusk Mage on the bottom line, then eat that. So now we've got 61 by 10 damage on the bottom line. Midline completely blocks the incoming damage from Entropy as well as the corruption from Dominion, and some Foregone Power to set up a little bit more Frostbite at the top line. Should be enough damage shield to get us through there. Ooh, Glutton's Maw, happy to see it. Don't really have the oh my god. Yikes. Don't really have the stuff that works with it at the moment, but it's nice to see it. Dante, I will have you eat here just because you do still need to be growing at speed. You can't take any turns off. Eventually the enemy's gonna have 500 damage, let alone HP. Ember Forge. Engine upgrade. I've got a decent amount of damage shield on Dante, but I don't feel like I have enough to... Because it's 2 every turn. Well, actually, Dante, maybe you do end up with enough damage shield to take the Glass Cannon right now. I think you do. Ooh. Another Pile-Line, Foregone. Ooh. We'll eat that fragility. You gotta unname him. Don't you dare let him have a name. Also Master being the only other unit in my deck is really actually making this much harder than I want it to be. Granted, much harder than I want it to be is Savagery is dead this turn on turn 4. Entropy is dead the turn after. Dominion on top floor is a little annoying. It's gonna take a little longer. Wheel. That's all they wrote on the matter. Alloyed Construct doesn't have anyone to eat. I mean, first things first, Dante's Inferno, because I can. We'll plink and completely miss the only 2 targets on the board that could have died. Great. Gonna have to summon Morsel Master on the bottom floor, just to have someone to eat it. Beast doesn't trigger this turn either. Just hit a Pyrelite, little bit more. Frostbite for the top line. Perfect. Oh my god. This enemy is currently representing enough damage to kill Dante. Because Dante is fragile and all I need to do is lose all of my damage shield for that to happen. Thankfully, all of the enemies on the boat are dead. Dominion dies next turn. Thank heck. Also, thankfully I can use the gem trophy here to get a little bit more health. Keeps us around just a little bit longer. That'll do it. Get him! No, I didn't get to look at Dante before that thing ended. No! Is there a single frame where Dante is as big as it was? We'll have to see. New personal record of having a blade more fragile than ever before. Hell yeah. Run summary. I mean, honestly, it does come down to just having Dante with quick on and I mean, the gem trove was really, really helpful for Primordium to actually be feasting as much damage shield forward as it possibly was. But Glutton's more, good lord. What a transformative piece of equipment to have added to the game for Umbra's sake. Jumping back to the outpost, we'll tell you that my name's been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Monster Train 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content with the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past are the names of the Republic so generate. Are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank you, and a special thanks to this episode, Sorathil. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.